Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Simple English Talks. We're so happy that you're joining us today for another exciting English learning episode. Whether you're listening at home, on the bus, at work, or while taking a walk, thank you for spending your time with us.
Hi, everyone. It's wonderful to have you here again. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you're new to our channel, welcome to the Simple English Talks family. We're always happy to help you improve your English in a friendly and easy way.
Absolutely. You know, a few days ago, I was talking to a friend who speaks English very well. During our conversation, he used several phrasal verbs with the word make. I realized something interesting. Even many intermediate English learners know the word make, but they often feel confused when they hear expressions like make up, make out, or make do.
That's so true. The basic verb make is easy. We learn it very early. We say things like make dinner, make coffee, or make a plan. But when phrasal verbs enter the picture, things become much more interesting.
Exactly. And that's why today's episode is going to be extremely useful. Today we're exploring some of the most common phrasal verbs with make that native speakers use in daily conversations.
We'll learn what they mean, when to use them, how to use them naturally, and how to avoid common mistakes. By the end of this episode, you'll feel much more confident when you hear these expressions in movies, podcasts, conversations, and everyday life.
We'll focus on important phrasal verbs like make up, make out, make do, make off, make for, make over, and a few others that can really make your English sound more natural.
Before we begin, we'd love to hear from you. Which phrasal verb with make do you already know? And which one confuses you the most? Write your answer in the comments below.
And if you're enjoying our lessons, please like this video, subscribe to Simple English Talks, and share it with a friend who's learning English too.
Great. Grab your notebook, relax, and let's jump into today's lesson.
Let's begin with a simple question. What exactly is a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is usually a verb plus a small word, such as up, out, off, on, or for. When we combine them, the meaning often changes.
That's right. Sometimes the meaning is easy to understand, and sometimes it's completely different from the original verb.
Our formula today is very simple. Subject plus phrasal verb plus object. For example, I made up a story. She made out the sign. They made do with what they had.
Let's start with one of the most common phrasal verbs, make up. Make up can mean invent or create a story. For example, I made up an excuse because I was late. He made up a funny story. The child made up a song. She made up an explanation.
I think we've all done that at some point. When I was younger, I sometimes made up excuses for not doing my homework. Of course, my teachers usually knew the truth.
Mine too. And listeners, have you ever made up an excuse? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to know.
Another meaning of make up is become friends again after an argument. For example, they argued yesterday but made up today. My brother and I always make up quickly. The couple made up after their disagreement.
This meaning is very common in everyday conversations. You might hear someone say, "Don't worry, they'll make up soon."
Now let's look at make out. One common meaning is understand or see clearly. For example, I can't make out what that sign says. Can you make out his voice? I could barely make out the words.
Imagine you're standing far away from a road sign. The letters are small. You might say, "I can't make out the writing."
Exactly. It means you can't clearly see or understand something.
Now let's learn make do. This is a very useful expression. Make do means manage with what you have. For example, we didn't have enough chairs, so we made do. I forgot my notebook, so I made do with some paper. They made do with limited resources.
This expression teaches a great life lesson, too. Sometimes we don't have perfect conditions. We simply make do and continue.
That's a wonderful point. Many successful people learned how to make do before they had better opportunities.
Let's do some quick practice. If you invent a story, do you make up or make out a story?
The answer is make up a story.
If you can't clearly read a sign, do you make do or make out the sign?
You make out the sign.
If you don't have the ideal equipment, but continue anyway, do you make up or make do?
You make do.
Fantastic! You're already learning important differences. Now, let's talk about negative forms. I didn't make up the story. She couldn't make out the words. We couldn't make do with such little food.
Notice how the helping verbs change, but the phrasal verb stays together. That's very important.
Here's another listener challenge. Can you create a sentence using make up? Pause for a moment and try.
And now try another sentence using make do. Speaking out loud is one of the fastest ways to improve your English.
Remember, don't worry about being perfect. The goal is communication. The more you use these phrasal verbs, the more natural they'll become.
Let's quickly review this section. Make up can mean invent something or become friends again. Make out often means understand or see clearly. Make do means manage with what you have. These three phrasal verbs appear constantly in real English conversations, so learning them will help you understand native speakers much more easily.